And I don't know, like a year ago or something, somebody asked me something about, on the interwebs. Someone said, "Oh, what band should I listen to?" I said, "Oh, blah blah blah, CroMags. Check them out, whatever." And you might want to do that. And eventually, it's the internet is an incredible thing. And eventually, the founding member of the CroMags, a guy by the name of Harley Flanagan.
Sure.
He reached out and said, "Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?" And I had heard over the years, that Harley was a jiu-jitsu guy, black belt in jiu-jitsu. And so, he just kind of hit me up. And eventually, we were talking and he said, "Hey, I got a book coming out. I'll send it to you." And I said, "Cool, yeah." And he said, "Man, the book's crazy." And I was kind of like, yeah, I know, man, because, I was around that stuff. It's cool. I get it. It's kind of crazy. And he's like, no, man, it's crazy. And I said, okay, cool. So he sent it to me. And then I read the book. And damn, I had no idea. Actually, I had a semblance of an idea, because in the hardcore scene, people know each other. I mean, after a show, you talk to everyone, and it's the band members, it's people. Everyone kind of knows each other. So I had heard stories, but the book, when the reality behind the stories was way more intense and crazier than I could have thought it was. And there was one point when I was reading the book. I'm gonna read a little excerpt right now, and it said this. This is Harley. When I started working on this book, I was staying in a hotel in the red light district in Amsterdam. The working title was "The Longest Suicide Note Ever Written." I was trying to document the madness from as far back as I could remember until the end. The story of my life as an insane, suicidal joyride of rock and roll depravity and demise until the final crash and burn. It was going to be a book that all the great fuck-ups never got to write because they died first. So I began working on it. I figured the end would have come sooner than later. But I was wrong. And once I got done reading the book, I reached out to Harley and I said, "Hey, man, there's a lot in this book that's crazy. And the fact that you lived through it and the fact that you got through it and the fact that you got to the position that you're in now with your life, I think a lot of people can learn from it. And it'd be awesome if you come onto the podcast." And Harley said, "Let's do it." So, Harley Flanagan, welcome to the show, man.
It's great to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, it's awesome. And I saw you several times when I was a kid, and we were trying to figure out names of clubs where I saw you, but that was pretty cool, and it's pretty cool to be sitting here. I guess we're talking about 30 years later, because I was seeing you when I was in my teens, 14, 13, 15, around there, and here we are.
Pretty amazing trip we've had since then, huh?
Yeah.